Hello, hello. If you'd like to come on in for some symbolic support in your daily dose of inspiration. The other day we dropped some ink on this scroll, and as promised, we are going to flip it for perspective possibilities, scrying for shapes and symbols that may speak to our psyche and psychic senses. As well, we'll add on tarot or oracle, and where Mr. Ghosty here is, boop, we have GhostTube for any audio additions from the afterlife that may further add to our auric adventures. Overall, please do receive release freely. If you are new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome home. Let's go. All right, I'm going to take a moment to cleanse the palate. You're welcome to join me, closing the eyes, cleansing the palate of perspective, releasing the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support in the name and honor of anyone here at any time. Thank you for being my muse, and may you meet a message with meaning. All right. Sorry about my shadow. The lighting is what it is. If you decide to take a screenshot so you can scry in your own time, that's awesome. Just personal use only, artistically speaking. All right. There's a man and a woman here. Who's that? Michael Bolton? Is it Michael Bolton? When a man is a woman. I know maybe it's not Michael Bolton, but I am hearing Michael Bolton quite specifically. I don't know if that means something to somebody. Okay, so you know a hose or in a vacuum, or some of them anyway, they have that cord or pedal that you press and then the cord just wraps up all by itself, or in a measuring tape as well, like the metal one, and it's like mortifying, but great tool. Something's being reeled back in. I'm going to put the link below to the OG because that definitely had something about cord cutting in it, and that it's being reeled in really quickly. But like those moments of the see, it's happening now. I'm too liminal. The vacuum and the measuring tape, like if it happens too fast, it kind of goes wily for a second, and I want to back away. Give it space, give it time. Give it space, give it time. Okay. There's instructions happening. I don't know what this is in relation to, I'll be honest with you. I am seeing the Om symbol. Om. Om. Om.
Institution.
There's somebody mining. I'm with one of those headlamps on. I don't know that they're actually mining, if I may. I'm just seeing them with the headlamp on. I'm reaching for something, and there's something reaching back. This isn't scary, and I would be the first person to say it's scary. I'd be like, no, I'm not doing it. It's so scary. I don't like it. It's gross. Gross. This is...
pathetic.
That's rude. But I do get scared. I'm a scaredy cat. This is an energy that is coming from... oh. My mother's side, or your feminine side of the family. Their shadow side. So it could be in, when I say shadow, I'm not saying it's bad or like, oh, I gotta do all the shadow work. No, it's actually quite a power. You have actually been blessed by something from this power. It's blessed power. It hides in the shadows. Okay, so here's the thing, exactly the way I'm seeing this. It's not because it's of shadow form. It utilizes and works with shadows or darknesses or whatever you want to call it to hide, to be protected by the shadow. It works slow because I'm seeing it like a sloth. And it is absolutely like, I don't know how else to say it. It feels like a blessing. Now insert any word beyond religious because I kind of want to be nice to be able to freshen that word, but you get the gist. But the lamp mining could be one being within their own internal systems, shadow or shine, solar bodies, light bodies alike.
Nobody understands.
And perhaps there's been a lot of things you've been through that nobody understands. I don't know, not trying to imply anything, but just the way I'm feeling it is, not everyone is supposed to understand. It's for you. It's for you to feel, because of this connection and this blessing that has had to hide a certain power or a certain skill set, but you've been given it over the lifetimes, it is to be protected. But that means it's not supposed to be shared, but I do think there's like a delicacy about it. I don't really know what that means. Something about golf is coming through, like when people golf and they maybe lift a flag out of something, or is that just in my imagination? They lift the flag out of, like out of the little hole thing, so that there's like full room for a hole in one or to knock it in. The good old fashioned chop wood, carry water is coming through. Interesting. In just like
scared?
Is that in just like enlightenment? Is that what it's for? Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water.
Carl.
Okay, I'm going to start adding on some tarot, sorry. I feel like I'm being drawn in. Somebody might be working with hypnotherapy or hypnotic, or you are hypnotic. Seeing a railroad tie. Cave of ice. I'm seeing a Davy Crockett hat on backwards.
Coming to get me.
The Hierophant and the Ace of Swords. I want to take note. Of course, if these mean anything to you, please follow that first, as I tend to read the art first. But what I want to note here is like the Hierophant, the depiction, and the depiction here. What is this? I can see you only in the light there. I don't actually see it here. It's a doorbell. Was the other side a door stop and now there's a doorbell? Okay. He sees through the material world and into your very soul. Ace of Swords. Very I think this might be what's unfreezing. It's like having a headache and putting an ice pack on it. And it feels so good, but it's freezing. And I don't know if something's defrosting or through this enhancement of this lantern mining / like blessing that I'm receiving in the same space. There's something soothing about it, like putting ice for inflammation, because I think there's some things that you might be seeing or start seeing if you haven't already, that while they are okay, so that's what it was. Remember when I was talking about the energy with the feminine energy line and like something being passed down? Maybe you have to be discreet about it. I just lost it. I apologize. Okay, I'll come back to it if I can, if it comes back. There is purpose in that. This isn't malicious. I want that to be known. This just feels like almost like until I get my... Yeah, that was like take a second until I can gather my wits around it before I start having to explain it, maybe, or attempt to I don't know what it is. This tradition's being passed down to you. But it's almost like through, like with the Ace of Swords, you'll be seeing instant things instantly, seeing through people, places, or things. That's not always, pleasant. But let's stay in the pleasant space for a moment. And you know that maybe through this discretion, is that what it was? It at the same simultaneously. I'm
What
so sorry
happened to
that this
me?
is. I'm so sorry, but this is the way it feels like I'm stumbling through because or you have this sense that it could create challenges ahead as well that will inevitably strengthen this within the self. Because you're going to bump up to other structures. Okay. More teachers will step in. They're not your traditional teachers necessarily.
Guilt.
It's almost like circumstances, situations will be the teachers. In the cave, 9 of Cups, interesting. And what do we have here? What of the swords is this? The 9 of Swords. This is in the cave of winds in the mind. If anything is standing out to you. It can feel a little, I'm not sure if this is internal or external. I think I'm reeling something back in.
Liar.
So, and maybe okay, the challenges ahead and something like could create conditions that are non-pleasant, not because they're not pleasant, but because I don't want to say tests. I don't, but it might be the only word I can use, because what this gift is, or what this power is, should you wish to receive, there is things that you see and go through that almost like try and test one's resilience. Okay, resilience came through on both sides. Thank you. Okay, so we're connecting. I'll put the link below. To almost like measure or enhance. Again, this isn't a test situation, but it's an earnest thing. So one can always make a choice. It's not meant to be a nightmare or nightmarish, but I have
No thanks.
Yeah, I have a feeling you've maybe already worked through this, but this is very much so in the mind. Like maybe this isn't a job. Maybe this is in your relationship, whatever channel this might be in. I'm overthinking, even as Steph, as I'm in here, I am overthinking all of these energies. And now it's like those eyes it's like hypnotizing me into a state of like, I can
38.
do nothing now because it's just, I don't know what to do. Okay, thank you. So then I wander into the 9 of Cups, and it's like I take a bath, double 9s. And I feel like I'm cleaning off after this. I like clear my mind, my skull,
Front.
my intellect. Like take a moment, rest. Take a moment and rest. Cave of Hearth Fires, 3 of Pentacles. I see the 3 of you there, like on this golf course. This is like that, insert whatever you'd like. Mother, Maiden, Crone, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, this, that, or the other, mind, body, soul. So here's the thing. I feel like if I kind of fall into what the challenges of, or like crippling, well, it's very debilitating, but I'm very aware that I'm in my mind about this. It's because I feel like I'm going to be experimented on.
You.
Oh, is that a show? You? the Lovers. This is in my Cave of Rivers, how I'm feeling. Cave of Earth. The Page of Pentacles. Okay. Okay. What's on the bottom? Death. Justice. High Priestess.
Bloody.
Because I think in other lifetimes, this High Priestess card being, like, it was even underneath a bunch of cards, on the bottom and underneath. It's like hidden in your family line for one reason or another. And while times of today may appear open to such, but it's also open to ridicule or challenge, and that's great. But if it's not solid within the self, it can be easily wavered. There's also that something in the past, death has come from revealing this or sharing this from a faith or a structure from before. This may still exist today. I don't know, in different cultures. I admit I don't know. But even say today in, like, just here and now, what we're doing here and now, you know, we could all be burned for. So there's healing that's happening or has happened from that. But it's like there's still a little bit of a like the Lover's card, love is grand,
Wait.
but it always leads to trouble. So it's almost as if, like, answering the call, if I may, or saying it out loud. It might even be saying it out loud. Because your mother or your father's mother's line, so not getting stuck on any one person, and it could also be a combination of it. Maybe you feel it in your feminine energy. It's one thing to know or have an inkling, and then there's another thing to say it. Something about cattails. Because I kind of feel like you are somehow reminded of the nightmares of before, or you remember them somewhere in your cellular system, but I honestly feel like I'm cleansed of them. And this is interesting. I'm going to say like a black salt bath or a black bath.
Soon.
And lo and behold, this, you're like the hole in one. They're lifting up the thing so you can shoot your shot at this, because you're actually in one of the better timelines for it. To manifest this harvest, for the holistic harvest on earth in the earthly expression. We'll grab an oracle card. Is there anything else that we're seeing here? Excuse me. Oh, do you know who I'm seeing right in here? I know I saw a doorbell
Attic.
earlier. If I remember, I'm going to put the link below to one of their songs. I think it's Witches. I'll put the link below, but I'm seeing them because they're all in black, but they're a musician of sorts. Peace is coming through. I'm so loving this because I feel like I've taken you guys with me on this, you know, horrific ride, but it leads to harmony because a lot of it's already done. It's residual, reminiscent. The hesitation is understandable, but please accept it. Please accept if you want. There's always has to be free will. You've had to pave your way through structures that aren't yours. Fair enough. Fair enough. But it's like going from...
Pathetic.
You've said that a few times now. I feel like this is very indicative of kind of how I'm feeling, without me wanting to say I'm being tested, but being tested. Like, why are you testing my patience and my peace? Why do I want to feel tested, but it's not really a test, but it has that feel like, why are you testing me? And maybe this is the aura that you can resonate with sometimes. Like,
Don't leave.
Why are you testing me like this? Spirit, why are you testing me, boss, coworker, lover, friend? And I can think it, feel it, maybe I don't say it, and now I feel like I'm just saying it. Are you trying to test my patience and my peace? Are you... Can you help explain to me what this communication style is? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is how I'm feeling. And it's actually through that I feel more of the peace, because it's like I'm finally just saying it. And it's like I can feel the rest of the family or the line go, she said it. She said it. She said it. Life purpose, don't worry that any of these are upside down. I'm not reading them unless I feel called to. Because this may have something to do what you feel is of purpose for this life. One of your purposes. If that's a story you wander into. Just existing has purpose, but how you like to express that. Whether it's through jobs, creations, walking, talking, whatever the case is. And then I have passion right underneath it. Okay. I'm just going to take a moment to bring Peace and the Priestess together. They're both carrying... It's like this is the energy, the way it visually looks, not defining, that it may feel coming out from the bottom of the shadows into my third eye. And it feels like that, the way it looks, being very shallow on the card artistry, but like it serves. But really, it's, like I said, it's this, in this, because they're protecting something. You have it within you. This passion is with this priestess, but also the peace and the purpose. The peace and the purpose and the passion and the priestess and
Graveyard.
the moon up above. And it might seem conflicting, but it's like somehow, like through... It's not even black and white. It's... life. Fire is life. Air, fire and air, what I create by breathing, what I breathe life into. And you have something handed to you through, not in like, just willy-nilly. This is something there's been a lot of healing towards. There's been a lot of running in lifetimes from different timelines.
Please come back.
Okay, so I'm going to close out here. I'm so sorry. This is like a crazy message, but if you're here for it. And the Page of Pentacles, essentially what's coming in here
I can't talk.
is that everything's coming from in this space. Ish. But he has the pentagram on there because that's like the gift. It's like the skull imposing on the skull. And then it's like I go back to the Hierophant for a moment, and even in the scroll, our portal here, and then it starts reeling things in. And it's like you get to, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like, and you just see all these things happy to horrible, and when to reel it in and
No.
when not to, when to feel tested, patience tested, opinions tested, and what you want to do for that. Because it's not a pass fail in anything, it's literally how you decide to respond or react that sets the tone for moving forward. Oh my goodness. I'm going to let you go.
It's not easy.
It's not easy to. I don't even know the song. Okay, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much if you have made it this far into the end. I will see you again tomorrow for some more inspiration. And in betweens, I'll be getting the signs done, old souls. Until then, so much love. Bye.
Why is he here?
Why you guys be all up in my grill today? Testing my peace. That's okay. But it's not. Friendship. Cut the deck. Willpower and transformation.